a new e-commerce company started in the US in September 2020, and since then, Amazon has lost over 2.6 million daily active users. Just 6 months after launching, an app called Temu managed to become the second largest e-commerce platform in the US.
Temu has become the most downloaded shopping app in the United States.
It's a threat to everyone, including Amazon.
And in terms of the pace of growth, Temu far outshines Amazon.
It's a new Amazon type service where you get crazy deals on stuff.
Temu is investing some $2 billion into marketing this year.
So you got Bluetooth earpods. They look like the ones made by Apple, but these are only $8.
Temu is basically a shopping destination that offers an incredibly vast selection of products at unbelievably cheap prices. It is quite different than your usual e-commerce stores like Amazon. On Temu, you will see tons of products that you never knew even existed, available at prices so low that you would not mind the expense. And then, the entire experience is extremely gamified along with a sense of urgency. You can play with spinning wheels and games like Fishland, where you catch fish in exchange for coupons. And everything is on discount with a countdown timer, urging you to buy it right then. You can call it shoptainment. Less expensive than going to a mall, but giving you more dopamine and pleasure. So you can browse on the app for hours, just like your Instagram Reels feed. Platforms like Amazon rely more on your intent, selling you what you are searching for, while Temu relies on your impulse, selling you something you did not actually need. And this model has worked extremely well for them so far. In less than 18 months, it became the second largest shopping app in the US, only behind Amazon. Temu was the most downloaded app in the USA as well as in the entire world for 2023, leaving behind giants like TikTok, Instagram and YouTube. And from spending almost nothing on advertising in 2022, Temu became the largest spender on Meta's Facebook and Instagram in 2023. It spent close to $2 billion. And it is giving competition to not just American giants like Amazon and Walmart, but even other Chinese brands. Shein had been building themselves in the US for over 7 years, while Temu surpassed its sales in just 12 months. But with all these achievements, there is a dark side as well. Temu is actually losing money on every order instead of making a profit, and currently standing at the mercy of the US government and its policies. So now, the question you might be asking is, how is Temu able to offer products at 1/10 of the price of Amazon? Who is the secret backer of Temu that allowed the new company to spend billions of dollars on advertising, and whether Temu will also be available in India? To find out how Temu is doing all of this, let's start with its origin. The Temu platform first went live in the US in September 2022, and initially they were a competitor of Shein. Similar to how Shein sells incredibly cheap fast fashion clothing, Temu tried to become a cheap brand in the fast fashion category. However, they quickly pivoted and expanded into other categories as well. And now it offers thousands of products across over 29 categories, including clothing, beauty, home and kitchen appliances, toys, and more. But what sets it apart from other e-commerce platforms is the type of products that they sell. Things that you would never even dream of buying, but once you see them, you immediately want them. Like a handheld mini vacuum cleaner for your car, an outlet splitter and adapter, or a beautiful 10-piece pack of solar lights for your garden. And the most striking part of this is their price, as everything is extremely cheap with discounts as high as 90%. The items that I just mentioned earlier were all under $10 each. So Temu is essentially using a sales strategy called shock imposed buying. When the price of something is so unbelievably low, you have no choice but to buy it. Their tagline is "Shop like a billionaire," which reflects the fact that everything is so cheap that you can shop all you want but still spend very little. And then there are other items as well, like trendy clothes and appliances like MagSafe chargers and smartwatches, which are also extremely cheap at less than $10, almost 1/10 of their price on Amazon in the US. After successfully launching in the US, Temu has now expanded to over 65 countries across the world. And the Wall Street Journal reported that Temu did $17 billion in 2023 alone. But how has Temu managed to grow at such an unbelievable pace, and how are its prices so cheap? Well, Temu's meteoric rise can be explained by the way they have structured its user acquisition and journey, which starts with marketing. Temu's single mantra has been to attract customers and get them to download their app at all costs. And they did this with 3 different strategies. The first was directly running ads across platforms. The Super Bowl is the championship game of the National Football League or the NFL, and it is the biggest annual sporting event in the entire United States. In 2024, the Super Bowl had a viewership of over 123 million, almost half of the entire adult population in the US. With such a large viewership, a single 30-second ad slot in the Super Bowl cost $7 million. And this year, Temu had 6 of them. They spent $42 million in about 3 hours. I did a search on the Facebook ads library, and Temu is currently running more than 50,000 ads in May 2024 alone. And on the App Store, they are bidding on over 900 search terms. As I already mentioned earlier, they reportedly spent $2 billion on Meta's Facebook and Instagram alone in 2023, and in 2024, they are expected to spend over $3 billion on marketing. The second was using influencer marketing. Temu has been running an extremely aggressive campaign targeting influencers all across social media. Whether you have 10k followers or 1 million followers, whether you have a following on TikTok or on Facebook, Temu approached you and offered crazy incentives to influencers of all sizes and categories to promote their app. So YouTube and TikTok were suddenly flooded with major influencers talking about Temu and its wide selection at unbelievable prices. And the third was using a guerrilla-style referral program. Temu offered extremely high referral rewards to all its users, where it says you can earn as much as $100,000 per month. If you are an influencer, you can refer your audience, and if you are not, you can bring in your friends and family. You get $5 as soon as they download the app, and then a commission as high as 20% of all their sales. And with this 3-front marketing strategy, Temu was suddenly everywhere within a few weeks. They were in your feed on Instagram, on the ads that you saw on Reels, and even on your television. Now, once they made the user download the app and come to Temu for the first time, they ensured that the user made his first purchase as well. As soon as you sign up on the app, you get a coupon worth $100 for free. And to spend this coupon, you are introduced to the magical shopping experience of Temu, an insanely vast collection of products available at unbelievably low prices. Make sure you place that first order. And then, the gamified shopping experience ensured that you kept coming back for the next dopamine hit. Other than spin wheels that give a reward every single time, you have long, elaborate games that promise big rewards. But in order to complete those games, you either need to refer other people or log into the app several times a day. Fishland, for example, is one such game where you need to feed your fish. But to get that feed, you need to invite other people on Temu. And this one game alone is so popular and addictive that I could find thread after thread on Reddit where people couldn't stop talking about it. And to top it off, the Temu platform makes the entire experience as addictive as sugar. As soon as you start browsing on the app, its algorithm starts profiling you. It remembers which products you look at longer than others, what you click on, and what you add to your cart. In less than 30 minutes, the algorithm knows you and starts showing you more and more products that it knows you will like. So similar to TikTok, the product feed that you see will be tailor-made for you by the algorithm. If you buy something on the app once, then you keep coming back for that next hit of dopamine. So this is how Temu first brought millions of users to its app and then ensured that those users kept buying again and again. It took me more than 10 days to do the research for this video. So if you made it this far, please support my work by subscribing to my channel. Moving on. But how are they able to afford such low prices, and where is all this marketing money coming from? Well, that is where the dark origins of Temu are actually revealed. While Temu is relatively new and was launched only in late 2022, its parent company goes back several years. Temu was actually launched by Pinduoduo, one of the top 3 e-commerce giants of China, along with Alibaba and JD.com. Pinduoduo started in China back in 2015, and it adopted the exact same model there as well. Its strategy of gamifying the shopping experience with a wide variety of products at unbelievable prices was quite successful, and it quickly became one of the biggest e-commerce companies in China. PDD Holdings is the parent company of Pinduoduo in China as well as Temu, and it is worth over $200 billion as of May 2024. You see, by 2022, Pinduoduo was experiencing a saturation in the Chinese market. It already had over 700 million users in China on its platform. So to unlock its next phase of growth, Pinduoduo started looking outside China. And the biggest market that caught its eye was the US. So with a revenue of billions of dollars and a supply chain that was already catering to over 700 million customers, Pinduoduo launched Temu in the US in September 2022 and then gradually opened it up to other countries all across the world. So thanks to the deep pockets of Pinduoduo, Temu had billions of dollars that it could easily sacrifice for growth. But how are its products so cheap? Well, to understand that, we need to look at a comparison between how Temu and Amazon work. You already know that most of the stuff that we use is made in China, whether it is your water bottle or your laptop. Now, for a typical brand on Amazon like Nike, a lot of expenses are involved when it comes to building a product. On top of the production cost, Nike needs to add expenses for advertising, employees, marketing, brand building, and payouts to middlemen in the supply chain. And then, Nike also tries to keep a healthy profit for themselves. All this means that the cost of the product significantly shoots up by the time a Nike shoe reaches the end customer. But Temu adopts a uniquely different business model called the factory to consumer model. In here, Temu directly sources products from manufacturers in China and ships them straight to the customer in the US. All these products are white labeled, which means that they do not belong to any brand and there are no middlemen involved. So Temu is able to sell these products in the US at just their manufacturing costs with razor thin margins or even at a loss. Now, you might think that since they are shipping from China directly to the homes in the US, it would take a lot of time, right? And that is correct. While Amazon had brought down the delivery time to less than 2 days and even offers same-day delivery, Temu clearly says that its shipping takes 6 to 22 days. There is an express option that you can get for about $13, but even that takes 4 to 11 days. But as it turns out, people are not really bothered by it. Against Amazon's core belief of reducing the delivery time, most people are fine with waiting for their orders if the deal they are getting is good enough. And shipping directly from China has another added benefit. In 2022, Gap paid $700 million in US import duties, while H&M paid almost $200 million. But the duty paid by Temu and Shein was zero. The US has a de minimis clause, which is basically a law that says that if a package is directly shipped to a US household from outside the US and its value is less than $800, then it bypasses the customs inspection as well as duties. Temu and Shein together ship over 600,000 packages to the US every single day that pass through without any import duties or taxes. Other countries which also have this clause include Australia, New Zealand, and several other European nations. So this provision effectively makes Temu's products even more affordable than its competitors. And now, Temu is taking advantage of its incredibly high volumes. Temu shipped over 4,000 tons of goods per day in December 2023. At such large volumes, economies of scale kick in. So instead of taking the services of logistics companies and freight providers, Temu works directly with airlines and charter flights. Instead of booking a small space on an aircraft, Temu is now able to book entire aircrafts to ship its packages, bringing their shipping costs down even further. And this is how Temu has been able to use its brilliant supply chain and pricing along with aggressive marketing to disrupt e-commerce in the world. Amazon took 30 years, Shein took about 7 years, but Temu became a global e-commerce behemoth in just about 12 months. Amazon still has a much larger market share, but Temu is definitely impacting them. Amazon has reduced its fee on low ticket items to compete with Temu. And then, by spending so much on advertising, Temu has actually significantly increased the cost of ads on Meta as well as Google. So other companies like Etsy now need to spend much more to acquire customers than before. But anything that is so disruptive is also bound to be equally unsustainable. Which led me to the question, is Temu's growth and business model sustainable? And the answer was quite surprising. With all its discounts and heavy spending on marketing, Temu is actually bleeding unbelievable amounts of money. An analysis by Wired showed that Temu was losing an average of $30 on every single order. So its losses could be running into hundreds of billions of dollars. Temu's strategy for now is to get customers at all costs. And once they have captured the market and squeezed out the competition, they will start focusing on increasing order value and the revenue generated from each customer. The idea is that eventually, their marketing and acquisition costs will go down and customers will start coming back on their own with minimal incentives. a practice that a lot of companies follow in the initial stages, including Uber. However, just like Uber, there is no guarantee that people will stick around and place enough orders for Temu to actually become profitable. The sales might stop as soon as Pinduoduo stops pumping money into Temu. Then, the other risk is that the US might remove the de minimis provision that allows customs duty exemption to Temu. Many people are lobbying against it, complaining that it gives an unfair advantage to Chinese companies like Temu and Shein. They import goods worth billions of dollars but pay zero duty. So if it is removed, then it will give a severe jolt to the economics of Temu and hurt its profits even more, while also potentially increasing the delivery times even further due to customs inspection. And finally, there is the ever-looming threat of geopolitical sentiments against China and, by extension, all Chinese companies. Since China exercises strict control over all its companies, they would be obliged to share all their data with China, posing a grave national security threat. And these concerns, by the way, are not without cause. In 2023, it was found that Pinduoduo had malware on its Android application. Through the malware, it secretly accessed all of the users' sensitive data on the phone that it did not even need without their permission. Following this discovery, Google even banned and removed the Pinduoduo app from its Play Store. So when Pinduoduo was not sparing its 700 million Chinese users when it comes to data privacy, it is doubtful that it would protect users of any other country, especially the US. So similar to how the US recently passed a law banning TikTok, it could also ban apps like Temu and Shein overnight. This is also the reason why Temu has recently been focusing on expanding globally, reducing its reliance on the US as its primary source of revenue. As for Temu's operations in India, it currently does not offer shipping to India. And given that India has already banned Chinese apps like TikTok and Shein in the past, it is almost certain Temu is not coming to India anytime soon. Let me know in the comments what you think of these ultra discounted Chinese e-commerce giants. Please support me by subscribing here and following me on LinkedIn and Instagram. The link is in the description below. Until I see you in the next video, goodbye.